everyone, welcome to my channel. I just thought I'd show you Anne's box from the side view. It hasn't been repacked yet, so it will fit. I'm pretty sure it's all going to fit in here, even though it doesn't look like it. But I just thought I'd give you the side view and then I'll get onto the video. I'll be right back. Hi everyone, I'm back. I just thought I'd show you the side view so you get a better idea of how these boxes get put together. So what happens every week, like their box is sitting there and it has their name on it on one of the flaps. And every week when I do different videos, the Thriftees can say, you know, what they want to add to their box. And I pre-pack or try to pre-pack as much as possible and put things in the rightful box as I go along until the box is full. And I do kind of let them know when I think, okay, they're about 3/4 full. And this week I was telling the girls, yeah, you have about an inch yet from the top. And some of you have 2 inches from the top and some still have a third. But this is kind of what it looks like right now. And I will eventually make this all fit in here. It just has to be rearranged. So I kind of have an idea that it'll fit. And lucky for me, she has another one going. So if something doesn't fit, if I can't squeeze it all in, I can actually add it to the next box. So this is Anne's box. Anne has her own channel. Off the top of my head, sorry, Anne, I don't know the name of the channel. I will link it below. And she may do an unboxing herself. Because, I can show these boxes on the screen, on the camera. And when you actually get them, they don't look the same. I know that because I know how this looks when I'm packing it. And I know what you can see because I see the video. And so it's like, I know this is going to be so different when they actually get the box. So let's get started. So Anne had from my last, I think it was the last one or the time before, I had this lovely pink, it's very furry fur. My cat Lulu went, ooh, I like that. She was looking at it and I had to take it away because I thought she was going to go lie on it. But it's very soft fur and it's little circles. Actually, I'll just take it out so you can see. It's little circles. And now it's a little bit fuzzy right now because I just cut into all these things. That was the thing. I had to cut it and clean up afterwards because I had lots of pink. It was like I had a pink cat. So yeah, it's lovely fibers. And this is what it looks like on the back side. So you do see the black in between, which is a little bit translucent. So you'd have to have something under it. But what a fun girly journal this would make. This would be so girly. I can think of several girls that I know who would love a journal made like this, and it's just so soft. So she chose this fabric. I think it's everything in there. Yeah. So it's quite a large piece. You probably would get one full-size journal and maybe, some smaller embellishment things out of it. It's quite a bit. So hopefully I can get it back in the box. But we will worry about that part after. Now, she also chose the elephant fabric, but she chose I had 3 different samplers that I got. I got a big bag of each sampler. And so there's the elephant, which is a lovely, lovely print. And it's almost like I would say it's an upholstery, but it's almost like a corduroy. It's hard to explain. But love these elephants in here. I'm so excited to be able to use this coming up. So there's 2 pieces of that, and there's 2 pieces of this green. It's also an upholstery weight cotton, and it's got, a sizing over top of it, so it's very silky, but it is a cotton base, or like probably a cotton blend of some kind. So there's the green, and then there's 2 pieces in the pink. Yeah, I have it folded here. I thought I had more, but so it was just random which ones they got. But I said pink, green, and the elephants. So she chose those. So I'm going to put this back in here because this is the hairy monsters. It's the one that I have to get in this bag for sure. Only because until you're actually using it and you get rid of the edges that have loose fibers, there could be fibers showing up on your desk. So just a reminder, see, there's a perfect example. So And when you get this, just so you know, it will be shedding a little bit. But once you get rid of all those little fibers or fold the edges down or stitch the edges down, then it's fine. I'm hoping I can make one of these into a journal for myself. She chose the psychedelic orange floral fabric. It was gorgeous. It was a sheet that I picked up, and it just beautiful fabric. It tore really nicely to make this trim. Great for trimming as a tie, or to cut into further strips to make tassels, or embellishments, pockets, belly bands. You can go on and on. I do have to put the pin on this one. I didn't put the pins on any of these ones, I think. So now I have to go back. And I do go back and check all of these things as I go along. Some fibers that have shown up. Well, this one's going to be a good match on here. And there's some brown eyelash and boa. She chose the quilting heart pieces. I did do a little video showing you how to cut these with your Sizzix machine and how to line up and be able to get the pattern that you want. Because this was a quilt piece that had flowers in one corner, or like on one section, and I wanted to be able to get a flower in each one of these hearts. So that was how I was able to do it using the method. And I do have a video for it, so just check the videos and you'll find it. Fuzzy things here. Then there were 2 plain ones in the pile. I offered them a 10-pack. This was a placemat, and when I cut it out, because it was a double-sided placemat, when I cut out the hearts, I thought it would stay like this, but it didn't. It was 2 separate pieces. There was nothing in between, just the 2 pieces. So that's how you got 2 hearts. But it's a little bit thinner compared to the quilting fabric, because I was expecting it to be the full thing. And this was another quilt. Now, this was a larger quilt that had stitching a little bit more sparsely spread out. Same with on the back. So you will find with these that you can see the filler, and there's a lot of empty space. But once you start stitching on here, you can add buttons, other embellishments, some slow stitching, lace, trims, all those kinds of things to further enhance it. This makes a beautiful topper on the front of a journal. Like, there's just so many things you can do with it. Or you could finish all the edges on here as well by doing a slip stitch around or a blanket stitch. And then this would make a beautiful pocket that you can put in your journal. So you can tuck something from it, put it into a corner to make kind of a little corner tuck if you want. Lots of fun things. So there's 2 in that color. And this was kind of a green mixed with blue and purple. Has a brown background. Doesn't take much to decorate these. These are pretty just the way they are, but they would decorate really nice. Now, this is a different part of the heart, just how it cut out. I did a lot of these blind because I didn't want to make myself sit there and figure out too much, because it was just a continuous pattern of different blocks. So I did it upside down so that I didn't have to worry about, and it was kind of fun to have the surprise, the element of surprise when I turned them over and got what I got. And then when you cut these out, I use a book page underneath, like between the blade and the fabric, so that it goes through this as well, and guarantees a much better, sharper cut on the heart. But that's all explained in the video where I show these. But yeah, it's a 10-pack of hearts, and then you get a 10-pack of the heart papers as well, because those are fun to use for decorating your journal pages. So there's that. Now she chose... I packed a few things in this bag. So she chose the doily mix, the plastic tablecloth doilies, along with the small ones. Now, I didn't show you in the last video, but I'll just show you them here. There's a rose, there's a square, There's a little round doily. When you lay these down, once you've done your coffee staining or ink staining or painting, and you lay these down, you could also use these on your jelly plates. The color will disperse around the item, and wherever there's holes, it will lift the color away from there, so you will be left with the imprint of the doily. If you look online, you can find, if you're new to this, you can find all kinds of options and see all different kinds of designs that people have created using these plastic doilies. I also gave her a couple of border pieces here for doing borders on the edge of pages, or just continuous borders that you can cut out afterwards. So yeah, all fun and to use for distressing coffee staining and tea staining and the likes. And then we had a crash boom bang. We had a crash boom bang. Then we had a 10 pack of tissue paper. I'm not going to take it out of this bag because it was, if you've ever tried to fit things back into the bag, once they come out, they don't work out. So it's a 10 pack of different tissue papers, and plus it includes one of my printed papers that I sell on my coffee site. I don't know if I have any left right now. I'll have to add some more. But it's a printed tissue that has a postal, writing and postal stamps and that kind of thing, and stamps on it. And I offered some music books. I think they had a couple of choices, and whoever got there first got one or the other. And it's just a songbook of different songs. What I like about this is it's a smaller print. So you can use this in smaller little sections on clusters and things like that. They're all spiritual songs, but, for the most part, they're fine for doing our journal work. And then it comes with this soft cover, and I keep talking about this, I just haven't had time. I have a pile of soft cover items, file folders, duotangs, covers like this, magazine covers, notebook covers, scribbler covers. And they've been piling up, and I started playing around one day, and I created this really cute little notebook that I'm calling the list book. And I will be sharing that with you soon, very soon. I'm hoping to have some tutorials done this month maybe, and how you can use and repurpose all of these oddball covers, because they are different. Some of these you could cut into tags. Although, they're not super attractive for a tag, but, like this part isn't bad, but this is kind of boring, right? But, sometimes when you repurpose it in different ways, you can find some fun ways to use them, which I think you're going to like this when I show you the idea. So there's all of that. Now, her box won't be as long as some of them. Now, there was a pack of doilies, and I think I said it was 22 or 23. It's actually 24 different doilies in this pack. Some of them are very vintage doilies. Some of them are modern, and some of them are just, a theme or, color choice, of course, but they are a mixture of 20 different items. There might be a couple that are duplicates, but for the most part, they're all singles. But just a fun collection of different colors and designs. And when I actually counted them, and because I think I was missing one in the package that I was working with, and so I went back and checked all the others, and yes, there are 24 different doilies in this pack. So just fun to use again for our journals. This is, I had random postcards where I just said eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I gave everybody some of these postcards. I think these ones are all no writing on them. Just a mishmash of postcards. What they're fun to do with these is you could use them in a journal like this, or you could certainly collage over top of here, or do a slow stitch over top. I've done that with postcards. You've seen me do that. and then leave the postcard blank on the back. You can add a stamp on here. You can do some fake writing, to and from, and having a wonderful time and missing you and all that kind of stuff, depending on what you're working with. But sometimes the sceneries are fun to use. Some of them are, not so much, but that's the whole thing, is that you have the option of either using it or collaging over it, which is what we like to do. I showed this. Sarah had one of these in her box. It's just a little notebook on cathedrals. Lovely images in here. They're all little black and white pictures that you can cut out and use for ephemera in your journals. But here's another one of these notebook covers that I, again, want for myself. I'm going to turn these into new notebooks the way they are. I'm not going to do anything to the cover. Just add a notebook in here instead that is functional, that can be used in my journals, because I have a few of these, but I offered if everybody wanted one, they could have one. But the pictures, definitely, I will use that as ephemera in journals. This is also great if you cut them out and mount them as if you were mounting a photograph into one of those black scrapbooks. I have a tutorial on that if you go through my videos, and to make it look like real photos coming out of a photo scrapbook. So it's kind of fun to use it for that as well. I offered some different ephemera pages. I don't know if this was all in the one video or if it was over several courses, but there's some cookbook pages. And I said, I would, because there was some color pages, I would give everybody at least one, if not two, if I could. I think everybody got two. And then just the different recipes. I just randomly picked recipes from here, there, and everywhere in the journal. They're a little bit distressed. I think I had one that was really distressed, and then I had one not so they could choose, because not everybody likes the distressed look. I don't remember what you chose, Anne, but I gave you, I think, what you wanted. Then I had another book, the Chatterbox book, and again, I gave you pictures. I made sure that if it had text on one side, it definitely had a picture on the other. If you don't like the picture, you can certainly use the back side of it, and vice versa. So everybody chose some of those. Then I had another book, the Audubon book, that had these beautiful images, wildlife. I think there's birds. Yeah, birds and animals. I can't remember what all it was. So I offered pages of that. And then this was another, I don't remember what this book was, but it was all illustrations that were just gorgeous. So everybody got a few of those pages as well, that everybody that wanted them. Because with the Thriftees, they get to choose, what they want to add into their box. Now, I probably sound like a broken record. Sorry. For those of you that watch them all, you know the routine. You probably know the order I'm going to say it in for the most part. But it's for the newbies that are coming for the first time. So there is some ephemera that she got. And, she chose the Asian pack. Now this comes with an assortment of Joss papers and Asian papers. Gosh, I forgot about this. I'm not going to unroll those. They are they're foiled pictures of Buddha. Each one has two of everything, I think that's how it worked. Yeah, two of everything. So there's some fun foiled papers, some hell money in different sizes. This was pages out of a book. This was a very interesting book to cut up. So you may have a folded page. You may have, this one has a sort of a double folded page in it. You could probably take it apart with a little bit of, shimmying a little bit. But yeah, it's got three full pages, but you get three sides. Blech. And then this is some vintage Asian book. I have no idea what the book says, but it was a pretty old book, so I think it's pretty safe to use. This red paper is very interesting. Oh, I guess you got three. Well, you got three. You're supposed to get two, but you got three, Anne. It's very interesting because it is such a deep red. with this gold foiling over top. And it's not super shiny. It's, kind of a little bit of sheen to it, not much. And then it comes with a little bookmark inside. It is, it's almost feels velvety. It's hard to explain, but it's beautiful paper. I love tearing this up in little bits and pieces, not so much so that you actually see the illustrations, but it's the gold and red combination that I love. And so there's lots of other different designs in here as well. So this also comes with a set of Asian images to use. They're in here somewhere because I put them separate. Oh, here they are. I put them separate so that they were protected. So there's 2 sheets. One is of lovely ladies, and the other is florals. Now the ladies are both a combination of, Japanese geisha girls and Asian girls. So, I don't know the language for either one. So it's, I think you have to take it with using a combination of both. I'm not sure. I guess if you have somebody that is Asian that can read these things and know what they are, then it would make a better explanation. But for the most part, like you can tell the geishas versus the Chinese ladies just by the style of their clothing. But yeah, neat. And these are reproduction images that I have in a collection that are public domain. And then she chose the butter papers. I think you've seen this in a few videos now. It is a very parchment paper. This was actually used to fold and wrap a pound of butter. And the pound of butter would have been a rectangular block, just like we have pounds of butter today. But that's how it was wrapped. Those are authentic. And then she chose the slides. These are snap together slides, which is really cool. They are 2 pieces that snap together. Now I'm just going to take one out to show you. And I know that Anne is going to have fun opening this one. Or this box. There's lots of fun stuff in here for her. Okay, so they come together. They come 2 parts that you snap together. And both sides have the little, I guess it's a plexiglass. Maybe it's glass. I don't know. I think it's plexiglass, though. And then you put the 2 pieces together and snap it closed with whatever, whether you have a film strip or a specimen or a flower, dried flower, then you can put it together to seal it. And then, further decorate it. You can hole punch these and, dangle stuff from it. You can get far more decorative by adding some washi tapes and different design elements to create, a more decorative piece. But you can also use these individually. So if you were to use it individually, you would just use a sticker or glue your item into the back, or put a cardboard back on it and still have your image or your, you could have a decorative paper with an image inside there first so that you get double the mileage. So I like working with these for that reason, that you can stretch them out and get twice as many if you choose. So I think everybody got, I think it's a 6-pack of these. So it's technically 12 pieces, but 6 slides. She chose, and I've had several, and I think I've talked about this. Okay, this one is an ephemera pack that is a little bit more vintage. This isn't the random. Well, they're all random, but this one has a little bit more vintage stuff in it. There's authentic money. There's real canceled checks. This one is from 1928. I can't see the date on this one, but it's an authentic check. 1928 now is public domain, so Anne, you could photocopy this and use it over and over again and still keep your original. There are some bus tickets, all kinds of. Some is what I call half-baked art. Sometimes I make things and they're half-started and I add those into the piles. There's ephemera pages, labels, tickets. It's a mishmash, but there is a lot of authentic stuff in here as well. Oh boy, I can't remember what this was. This was some kind of stinky paper. I don't remember. It was from, I don't remember. A cookbook, maybe? I don't remember. But it was very odoriferous. So I wrapped it up in paper, and I also, it's to protect it a little bit as well. And with the idea that, everybody can decide whether they want to use it like that or, photocopy it or however you want to use it. That's up to you. I can't remember what the reasoning was behind it, but if you go back to some of the videos, you'll find it. And Anne said yes, so you're getting one, whatever this is. I don't remember. Okay, now... There, I don't want to mix this up. Okay, there are some hand torn ribbons. So there's this one. Oh yes, okay. So here are some different fabrics. She chose that elephant fabric. I'm going to open it up. She chose the elephant fabric, and that comes with different size of elephants. What I did is I cut up a scarf and a couple of other pieces. So there was this elephant, kind of a large, medium, and small in these prints. Each of these elephants have different trims on them, like on the edge of this, that can be cut off separately or, used with the elephant. There's, I think, a couple in each one. I can't remember already. This one's been a while too. So there's 1, 2, 3. I think it was 2, 3, 2, and 1 or something like that, depending on the elephant. This one is much larger. This is so beautiful. This was a scarf that I cut up, and I can't wait to work on this one as well. It's hard to see because it is such a thin fabric, but once you place it down on top of something, this will make such a lovely journal cover. It'll be gorgeous. I guess I have it upside down, I think. Yeah. Well, actually, I think you can use it either way, but for myself, I would probably use it to wrap around a journal this way so that you would see the front of the elephant here. Yeah, it was double-sided so that the print is on both sides. So there's the elephant fabric in here. I don't know. I haven't seen it for a long time, so I don't remember if everybody chose or who chose or if that was those boxes are gone already. She chose the red little girl's dress that I cut up. I explained this, that, you can use the flowers individually or as a long strip. You can make pockets. This would make great little strips to add onto the edge of a page. You can hoard it. You can actually do some slow stitching and beading in there. You can have lots of fun with it. Don't hoard it for too long because I have more stuff. I have no shortage of stuff, everyone. This fabric I had to, and I said this before, I had to squeeze to get exactly enough out and have a piece for myself. But it was a pillowcase in these pink roses. It was gorgeous, just beautiful. It was never used. I washed it just to make sure it was nice and clean. But it was never used, and the cotton these would be a dream to sleep on if I hadn't cut them up. But they're just, you can tell the difference from good quality linen to the cheap stuff, and it shows in this pillowcase. But it was so beautiful. It was just begging to be used for junk journals, so I had to cut it up. And so I got exactly enough for everybody that I could, and that requested it, and was able to keep, I think, 2 little pieces for myself. Enough, which is the whole idea. That's the thing is, now I don't feel bad about buying stuff because I know that I can share it with my Thriftees one way or another. So it makes it a lot easier to have to say no, especially when the prices are not expensive. If if I can buy something like that and share it 10 different ways, then it doesn't really cost much at all. And I still get some for myself, but then I can share it with the rest. And so this was another bed sheet, but I'll tell you, when you feel this cotton to this cotton, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is what our bed sheets are like today, but you know the difference. You definitely know the difference. And if it wasn't made into a pillow sheet, I would have called it something else because it's just such a heavy duty cotton. Same fabric as this. You know, whenever I have the opportunity to cut up the sheet and then have enough left over to make some shabby strips. Not everybody wants a piece to do for a journal, but sometimes they want shabby strips to make, ties or belly bands or snippets and those kinds of things. So wherever I can, I do offer both, like in this one and this one, only because then they have either or both if they want it. And then it's nice and contained on here, and you can use what you want. I offer you a pin on each one with a matching dangle. Although, you are to use those dangles for your projects, but at least it matches whatever you're working with. Blah, lots of talking today. Okay, I'm not going to try and put that in the bag now. I'll do it after. Okay, what else is down in here? Okay. Oh, she went with... See, she chose totally different things than Sarah. With exception, I think, only to this fabric and the red. I think her box is completely different. She chose the junk drawer starter kit, and I have these available in my coffee shop to purchase. Now, all of my stuff in coffee, and I haven't mentioned this for a while, is only for sale to Canadians. We understand why, with tariffs, with shipping charges, with the crazy forms they want us to fill out now. It's almost impossible to ship anywhere except in Canada. So I'm sorry to my Americans. I even had a lady today who wanted to buy from me, and yeah, I want to sell to everybody, but I just can't do it the way things are. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time and the frustration. And then the fear that, you're going to pay for this package. And even with all the tracking we could do up to the yin yang, and we don't know if you're going to get the package, because they're holding packages, they're sending packages back. It's become a bit of a nightmare for people. So yeah, I can't send it to the States right now, but hopefully things will change and then we can get back on track. Hopefully. Anyway, the junk drawer starter kit packages are there on the coffee site, and you actually get two for the one price that's there. And when you purchase from my shop on coffee, pretty much everything there comes with a $15 shipping charge. But if you buy two items, it's a flat rate. You're only paying $15 for the one. So if you buy 10 items, you're still only paying $15. So I tell people, don't buy one item because I'm going to cancel your order. And the reason I do that is because it's not worth it. By the time you buy this thing, and there is no such thing as a $15 charge across Canada. There's not. It's more. It's like 18 and 20 and 22. So whatever item you buy, I'm stealing from the value of that item to make up the difference in the $15. So for you to buy one item, it's not worth my time. It's not worth your time. And it's not worth your cost because you're paying this outrageous shipping for something that might be very small. And yet I can't ship it for less than $18, $22. There's no such thing as a $15 shipping. There's not. Go look. I mean, other than mailing documents in an envelope, and even that is tricky now too. So I'm explaining this because if you buy two items, it still only costs you $15, and it might still only cost me $22 or $18 or whatever it is. I might be able to get them both in the same box, is what I'm saying. But if I have to go to the next box, I'm still making something because I still have to take a little bit from each item that I put in there. But I'm still making a little bit more money than if you just buy one item. So don't buy one item from me because I'm going to cancel your order. Okay, does that make sense? I hope you guys understand that. I try to price things that are, for what I feel they are worth. But I don't want to charge more in my price so that I'm eating or that you're eating the shipping and you don't see it. I'm being honest and saying, no, I have to take from that item. Whatever money I make for that item, I have to take a little bit. And I think my prices are pretty good. I go and I check on Etsy and eBay and Amazon and Temu and all those places. And you'd never get a box like this for what I'm charging of this much stuff. There's no way that anybody could compete with that, especially if you live in Canada and you know how vast our country is and our shipping. Sorry, I don't mean to do this. Anyway, that's my spiel on shipping. But this is available on there. And what is a junk drawer starter kit? Well, these are things you would find in a junk drawer, some of them, but they are good for doing ephemera. And, they're kind of a mixed media found object type of container. I have a souvenir spoon in here. There should be a couple of them, I think. No, I have a souvenir spoon in here that, you could do something on the cover where you decorate with a spoon. I used to use silver spoons all the time and say born with a silver spoon, just to play on words. There's a knob, and, you've heard me say it before, because we all know a knob. We need a knob. You never know when you're going to use a knob. A knob is good on the front of a hardcover journal to make it look like you're entering through a door. That's fun to do. There's one of these little office paper holders, paper fasteners. There's pieces of ruler that have a hole in them so you could dangle it. You could do a school journal. Maybe your kids 1 to 12 journal. You can use that for that. There are some authentic gaskets in here that were for automotive purposes. They're clean, not used. They are great for doing frames. Maybe you're doing steampunk. They're great for framing, for doing vintage photos. Lots of fun. Anyway, it's a mix, and it's a fun mix. It's crazy. I think there's even a penny in here. Because you might need a penny, and there's some watch parts and, game pieces, dominoes, beer caps, all kinds of fun things, bottle caps. And, okay, now we're getting into okay, she took a package of spoons for me, and I did wrap them in additional plastic because the spoons, I wasn't going to sit there and take all the spoons out of the original plastic, and they must have come from a smoker. I can't remember what we thought these spoons were for, but I got a really big, huge bag, and I said if anybody wanted any, I would package them up so you wouldn't smell. And they don't smell. I don't smell it through the plastic. But when I took them out of the plastic, they don't smell. I just didn't have time to take everybody's out of the plastic that took these. They are great for stirring up paints, for measuring out glitter, for, blobbing all kinds of things and mixing all kinds of things. And the fun part is they're plastic, and you can just peel the glue off or peel the paint off and use them again. So I just thought if anybody wanted some, that's what I'm using them for. It's a great way to measure out glitter if you want to make your own glitter glue. It's a great way to measure out, little spoonfuls. But don't use them for cocaine. That's my spiel on that. Now, she did do a private purchase for me, and I'm just going to quickly show things and put it back in the box. I actually, here's another one of the ribbons, and so you can see that it comes also with a dangle to match. I'm at the bottom now. She took some of my floral cards. These come out of that floral book that has over 200 cards in the book, and they're just different floral patterns. Sorry, my hands are full, so I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, I think the rest down here, yes. Okay, I had a sewing kit that I put up for sale on Coffee, and she wanted to buy it, and we just included it in the box and made arrangements for that. So that's a private deal. I will say I took this box after I had shown it on the video, and I took it upstairs and I washed it, and I have envy now because it is beautiful. I hope you will enjoy this box because I just went, oh, look how clean it is. It looks gorgeous. And this is a vintage sewing box that would have come with the sewing parts in it. It's full of sewing stuff. So she bought the whole kit. So she has baggies of sewing buttons and stuff that she bought separately online off of my coffee site. So I'm just showing you that before I put it all in the box. And to go with that, and also purchased one of my destash sewing kits that I offered to my Thriftees. You will see some of these coming up with some of the other Thriftees. It has some scrapbook pages out of a scrapbook. Somebody kept track of all different kinds of patterns. They're all very retro patterns, fun, that they could be cut out for paper dolls. If you're only using these for your own journal making, for personal journal making, you could certainly photocopy these and use them over and over again. They're just fun to look at. You could color them. Paper dolls, like I said, you could do so many fun things. I think Anne said she loved paper dolls when she was a child. There is a pattern here for the same idea that you can use the cover, you can cut out the images, and then you have the pattern to use for tissue collage as well. There's some transfers in here, buttons. I just made up an assortment of stuff, and they got to choose whether they wanted this. But then I also had all the other leftover stuff that I was making one kit, and so she asked if she could. I'm not getting all this back in there. Just put it up there for now. So she wanted to get one of the kits. And so the last thing is she got one of my boxes of bling. Now, I think in her last box, she got a box of bling. That's why she only has one in this one, whereas Sarah had two. So fun stuff. That's all I'm going to show you. There are dangles, broken jewelry parts, beads. I just make them up a mix. Sometimes there's good things that you can wear. If there's earrings, I try to give you a pair if I have the matching pair. So she got that as well. So I think she did pretty good. What do you think? Now, she didn't get as much destash stuff because she got that big sewing that's at the bottom of the box. But everything else combined, I think she did pretty good, don't you? And fun stuff. Makes me want to start creating with this when I see all this. So that's it for Anne's box. I hope you enjoyed it. Anne, now you know why I can't fit that next kit into your box. So Anne has already started another box, so she's already raring to go with her next items in there. So thank you all for watching, everyone. If you are interested in becoming a Thrifty, just follow the links in the description box below. Just click on more and you'll find all the information there to become a Thrifty. Do leave your comments for being a Thrifty on that video. Other than that, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please leave me comments. Tell me what things you liked, and certainly hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I don't ask very often, but if you do have a chance to subscribe to my channel, it just helps the whole thing. And I get to share more and show you more stuff. Thanks again. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend, and we will see you all soon. Bye for now.